And next, we started with Cisco, we went SAP, and third in a row is Nokia. The companies are fairly sizable. So Marc, why don't you walk on the stage? I have a few questions for you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Marc is in charge of the startup world within Nokia, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And Nokia is reborn as a company. What else is new except everything?
Yeah, what is new at Nokia is our ambition now to step out of Nokia. If you look at Nokia for the last 5 years, we were pretty much in a survival, right? Working inside. And since 6 months, now we're going outside. So that's the time when we want to start interacting with you all, with the startup, with the ecosystems.
So 90% of the people did not work for Nokia in last 3 years. How is that going to work out?
Well, the good thing about that is we are all new to Nokia. A lot of people came from Alcatel-Lucent, Motorola, they came from outside world. We've been hiring 40% of our staff in the last few years. And so it's all new. We don't have a luggage, we're just coming new with a new brand, a new identity, and a new ambition. So it's very fresh, very exciting.
So after survival, you are a startup company, so stage is yours.
Thank you. So let me explain what we do at Nokia. You knew about Nokia when we were doing devices, so that's something we have left behind. And we're focusing on the future. The future of Nokia is to work on the programmable world. We are a technology company. So we're looking for technology partners. We're looking for innovation partners. We're focusing very hard on solving problems that seem to be very hard to solve. So Nokia reinvented means that we're looking at new ways to use a brand, looking at new ways to create a new programmable world. So as an asset, which is very important to you, is we are now the largest provider of networks in the world. That's an asset. If you are creating innovation, you have to look at it as an asset. Those networks are a formidable platform to bring innovation to the world. They are a channel. And that's the channel that we want to use and share with you. Innovation mindset. In the past, we were focusing mainly on core technology. Now we're looking for people that can bring new business models to us. People that can bring new ways of working, new ways of sharing information, new ways of sharing technology. So we're looking for social innovation, we're looking for business model innovation, we're looking for process innovation, and not only technology. And those innovations are extremely valuable to us because they can be very impactful. So think big. This is something that is very important at Nokia. We use our Bell Labs. You may have heard the Bell Labs. This is our research institute. Bell Labs has an history of 8 Nobel Prizes. So that tells you the depth of our innovation. What we do at Bell Labs is that we try to break problems with a 10-fold success ambition. What does it mean? It means that we will take a problem and we will look for an impact that is at least 10 times the current status quo. 10 times. So that means we look 5 to 10 years ahead and we look at things that seems very hard to break. For example, we look at how can we remove death of people in car accidents. If you look at that only, we think we could save 5 million lives per year. Now, it's fascinating to see that in our modern societies, we have accepted that people should die in car accidents. It's fascinating to see that everybody is debating, do we need those new automotive technologies or not, when there are 5 million deaths at stake? At Nokia, we say absolutely no chance to wait. We need to go now. We need to change. We need to make it big, right? So think big. Another way that we want to innovate, and now I want to share that with you, is sharing information. So what we want to do with startups is to open up. We want to share our information and our labs. So if you have an ambition to test your products, to test your ideas, we want to open up our labs and our networks to your people. Even more than that, we want to open our products and architecture. So if you have a product, if you have a solution that fits into the Nokia ecosystems, tell us where you want to open the interfaces. Tell us where you want to plug in, and we will open up, right? In the past, we used to tell you what we wanted. Now we ask you, what do you want, and we will open up. So we want to open information, we want to open our ecosystem, and we want to open our interfaces. You may have seen the announcement we made with Facebook on the telecom infrastructure project. It's a project where we open all the interfaces for you guys to start plugging in your solution. So if you have a good algorithm that you want to use in our systems, tell us, and we will open up so that you can put it there. If you have a new device you want to plug in, tell us, we will open up, right? So it's a very different way of working. Our ambition would be that one day you can test your products overnight into a slice of the network. So if you want to test it in New York, in Helsinki, or in another country, you should be able to do it from your office. Plug in your software, test it on the fleet of taxi drivers in New York, real time. See the impact, come back. That's the type of openness that we want, with no interaction from us, right? And so that you can test your innovation, so that you can see if it works, adapt it, and benefit from that. So how do we move forward? As I said, open ecosystem, open labs. You're welcome to ask us to open our information sources and our interfaces. But we also want to bring channels. Startups are looking for two things. They're looking for financing, and they are looking for contracts. Most corporations will offer partnerships to startups. Startups don't want partnerships, right? Startups don't have time for partnerships. They want business, and they want funding. So when it comes to business and funding, we have two engines. The first one is what we are going to announce, which is our Nokia Open Innovation Challenge that we are going to open in a few days, which is a challenge where we invite startups to submit their ideas. This year it's going to be around IoT, and there are prizes for the winners. Prizes that consist into working with our teams, but also some financing for the top 3 winners, right? So we will open that in the next few days, and we had a lot of success in the past. Some of the startups that win there get a lot of promotion and the subsequent funding when they have the backing and the support and the initial support from Nokia. The second engine that we have is Nokia Growth Partner, which is a fund which is investing, and we have announced one of the largest IoT fund there, where we have 350 million of funding that we will put into the ecosystem, the startup ecosystem around IoT, right? So this is available to you through Nokia. And the third thing, as I said, is our supplier scouting, where we're looking at startups with a supplier scouting capability, where we will privilege the startups to give them contracts with ourselves or with our customers directly, because we know that beyond funding, what you're looking for is contracts and commercial traction. So these are the techniques that we're bringing into Nokia, right? completely open, information sharing, supplier interaction, and classic innovation funding and seeding into the as an investment. So at the end, what Nokia is trying to do is to change the way we impact human life. Now, you remember Nokia was the champion of connecting people. This is done. The industry and the ecosystem has managed that. Now we have another ambition. The new ambition that we have is to transform technology so that it makes lives better. Saves lives, saves time, removes stress, protects people, shares information, makes our work easier. So we're thinking about innovation as a way to simplify our life and make our time easier. And we want our partners and innovation partners to go in that direction. Not technology for the sake of technology, but technology for the sake of making life better. Right? That's the new Nokia. And that's where we'll take you if you join us in this innovation stream. Right? So that's where we are. Nokia is a very big company. Just to give you one number to get you a bit excited, we are buying 14 billion per year of purchases. So when I say we open our supplier ecosystem to startups, it's a big, big amount of money. And in order to do that, what we have created is that our chief purchasing officer is only focusing on innovation sourcing. He's not doing the classic sourcing. He's only focusing on innovation sourcing. So his job is to go out and bring innovation sourcing into our supply chain. And he has the power of a 14 billion purchasing power. Use that. We're opening up that to you and our channel that is across the world to you guys. So that's what I wanted to share with you. You're welcome to come and join us anytime. You know, we're not very far from here. We have the privilege of being headquartered here in Finland, and we need your support here locally to change Nokia from inside. So any questions, any asks or wishes?
What kind of Rouanne, what kind of technologies are you looking at right now?
Yeah, so what kind of technologies are we looking for? So we're looking for a lot of analytics and software. It's very hard for a company like us to transform our way of doing analytics. And so if you have people that understand analytics, mathematicians, data scientists, if you understand manipulating big data, not just storing or managing, but just extracting the information, we are very focused on that. We're very focused on very intense compute and networking capabilities. So if you have algorithms, compute algorithms, if you have transport algorithms, networking algorithms, intelligence orchestration, things that manage traffic, resources, we're very interested in that. We're very interested in IT technology that will transform us. So we're buying more than 1 billion of IT per year, but we are not happy with what we buy. We want more advanced IT technology. We want IT technology that allows our people to share information much faster, that allow our people to learn much faster. So if you have technology around IT that makes knowledge available, we're looking for that. And then we're looking for all the classic technology that allows us to build the networks, right? So everything around IoT, sensors, everything around 5G, RF, everything around algorithms for voice, for video, for content management we're looking for. That it? Other questions? Yeah.
What is the actual purpose of the IoT phone?
Phone.
Yeah. So
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, the purpose of the IoT fund. So there is a double purpose. One purpose that we have at Nokia Growth Partner is to fund startups and make them, grow. So it's a growth fund and make them develop in the IoT. The second thing that we want to do is to benefit inside Nokia from these startups and bring the technology in-house and use our channel to grow that technology. So serve our own channel purposes. So it's a dual combination. NGP, our growth partner, is working on startups that are connected to Nokia, right? So that we can both benefit from it. And sometimes we may even, in-source and buy and acquire those companies as a result. But the first result is grow those companies and accelerate the ecosystem of Nokia, right? And the IoT technology we are looking for are the technologies that are most directed into our verticals. So automotive, smart cities, healthcare, public safety, right? And security are the places where we're focusing.
I have a question for you. What's going to happen to cable when 5G will kick in?
Yeah, cable, actually we see an acceleration of the demand for cable. One of the things we see in the networks now is that computing is getting distributed, which is very good for innovation. And one simple fact is that when you have interactive networks, so for example, you have networks that are interacting with you, you need 1 millisecond latency. So if you are in 3D reality and you start working with networks, if it's 2 milliseconds, you get dizzy. 1 to 2 millisecond latency means that the compute power needs to be within 50 kilometers, 50. Just the speed of light is such that if you put it into the Silicon Valley, you will get sick. It's just a fact. What does it mean? It means that every city will need to have its compute power for the next generation of technologies. So it means that there will be a localization of know-how, information, compute, right? So the local ecosystems are going to grow again around this, around safety, around acceleration of knowledge-based, that is location-based, security-based, traffic-based. So that's a big thing. This is carried by cables, right? So there's still a lot to be done because of this compute that is going to be distributed. It's very important to see the oscillations of the market. In the early days with IBM, compute was centralized. With the PC, compute was decentralized. With Google and others, compute was centralized again. Now it's being decentralized again. So that's a wave for you to capture.
That was a great answer. However, are we ever going to get rid of those ugly cables?
Yeah, we're never going to get rid of the transport cables, but we think that people will get rid of the cables. So what we think is that the last meters will be wireless, because nobody wants to carry cables. The last meters will be completely wireless. In the home, it will be wireless, but there will be cables to the home, cable to the enterprise, but we won't see them. There will be a transport. But as human beings, we don't want cables, right?
Cables. We have 30 seconds left. One final question. If not, I have the question. Marc, how long you're going to hang around here?
Yeah, I have a few meetings, and then we have had a few asks that we will do on top with a follow-up. So, as I said, our headquarters is based in Finland. We have a tremendous capability in Finland. That's where we make decisions. That's where we drive the strategy, innovation, and so forth. So join us. We need you, right? Innovation inside Nokia will never solve all the needs we have. Innovation is outside Nokia. And we need you to step in, fight with the slowness of Nokia. Don't take no for an answer. Bypass the interfaces, escalate, send me or our CEO direct access requirements. Do this entrepreneur push because Nokia needs it.
I don't know.
So what I'm saying is that I will stay here
guess-
for a few meetings, but please come to see us,
Take
force
this
our
away,
door,
or-
go through the window, never take no for an answer, because we want to work with you, right? And we're not very good at it. We're a big corporation, so you have to make us change and you have to force us.
So where do I go from
Sure,
there?
so on Mark's way out, just grab his sleeve and tackle him. Thank you, Mark.